Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pretty Suited Podcast. I am your host and professional development guide, Lauren A. If you're looking for a place where you can find out how to be your best self, some professional development for the modern, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best type of woman, this is your stop, okay? As you guys know, I am so proud of the versatility of this channel, of my page, of my content. If you aren't familiar with who I am a personal and professional development specialist. By trade, I'm actually a registered nurse. I have my master's degree in public health, and I'm also certified in public health. In my career, I teach healthcare professionals how to succeed professionally beyond just, your degree and what you know, but who you are to the core, and how your personal life and how you move, how you think, your personal wellness, how that affects your ability to succeed. That's what I am passionate about. I'm going to dedicate a lot of my content moving forward on personal and professional development just for the modern girl. There's so much content out there that's talking about that, but I really do think that it's a little stuffy. Gone are the days where we had such a big, huge rule book on how to do things. If you're a millennial like myself, our parents had such a strenuous and rigid way of doing things. You worked a job for 30 plus years and you got rewarded in the end with a nice pension, and you sailed off into the sunset with your spouse and your 3 kids and a dog and lived happily ever after, right? But in today's modern society, we know that's not even the case. And so, without getting too bogged down with rules and just totally unrealistic and unpractical solutions, I want this channel to focus on what are some things we can do with the restraints that we have, with the limitations that we have, with the unlearning that we have to do. How are we able to still, grow and develop and succeed? I know I might be asking for a lot. I could be, but we're all trying to do our best here. It's not just a one size fits all on how to be a better person. It's just not. I mean, depending on what you've experienced in your life, that can take a toll on, how you navigate the world. And that's okay, right? Without giving excuses for poor behavior, I feel like each one of us has gone through something that makes us who we are right now. And so how do we work around those things to be the best person that we can be, and also inspire others to do the same? So I'm here to just be your guide in that, and to kind of, help us help each other. Okay.
We see each other. We see each other.
So yeah. I want to talk today about soft skills and how important it is today. I think today more so than ever before, right? This world has literally taken the rule book and shredded it and tossed it out the window. Seriously. Starting from our politics. I don't know about you guys, but our politics is really looking like a WWE wrestling match these days. And from the storylines to the costumes to the theatrics, it's giving WWE. And with that being said, what we thought was a must-have for leaders, which was what? Real dignant, real poised, real articulate, real all the things. We're just not seeing that these days. In courtrooms and in sessions, we're seeing shouting matches. We're seeing, name calling. We're seeing so many things that we never really would have guessed in the past was attitudes and behaviors of people who have literally our lives in their hands, our economy in their hands, our money in their hands, and our safety in their hands. And so the way that it's going down makes you wonder, what is this all for? What is me coloring inside the lines for? And, I'll tell you this, while it may seem like those who should be the role model of professionalism and decency, they may not be showcasing that right now. that should not dictate how you are as an individual and what your purpose here on this earth is supposed to be. Does it get clicks? Does it get likes? Does it get, a triggering of response to people? Sure. Absolutely it does. I think a lot of this stuff is predicated on people's emotions, right? And they're invoking emotions from people to get their attention. We all know that. We're not stupid, right? You and I, we're not stupid. However, I feel like, that should not dictate who you are and how you carry yourself as a person. So aside from the political circus that we're seeing these days, the idea of what things were and traditional thoughts and values has even matriculated to our relationships with one another. All that has changed with the progress of women in society. I say all this to say, what is your brand? And we're not talking about just commercialism. We're not talking about you being this big name and having a huge following. We're not talking about branding in that aspect. We're talking about what is your brand when it comes to the life that you're living? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about when somebody says your name, what is the first thing that they think about? Right? When you think of Nike, what's the first thing that came to mind as soon as I said Nike, what was the first thing that came to your mind? Just do it, right? Or the Nike check. Same thing with Chick-fil-A. Great customer service, right? Or just red and white, like colors, things like that automatically you associate with a particular name, label, or concept, right? And I feel like as human beings, as we're navigating this world, we kind of have to figure out what is our brand? What is our personal identity when people think of who we are? And I had to sit down and really think about this the other day. Like I really sat down and said, Lauren, what do people think about when they think about you? What do you think about yourself when somebody says your name? Do you automatically deflate and deflect to not talk about yourself or to not even see the beauty and your uniqueness that is you? Or do you automatically have a response because you've been working on it? If you have been, shout out to you. Or you have no idea. And a lot of people, I think, are the latter. They have no earthly idea what their personal brand is. And again, I'm not talking about anything commercial. I'm not talking about what your Facebook or your Instagram feed or your TikTok feed is. I'm not talking about the aesthetics of you. I'm talking about your character, your morals, your values, your work ethic, your spirituality, right? It goes far beyond just your physical presentation. Does that matter? Absolutely. Right? Your physical presentation matters just as much as the rest of them in a lot of situations. But in a lot of situations, it doesn't matter at all. So what do you have outside of that physical presentation? And that's what I would like to work on. That's what I would like for us to talk about. That's what I would like for this channel and this community to focus on. We're so complex these days. We're so I consider myself literally an onion. And I know that sounds crazy, right? You're talking about you're an onion. I don't smell like an onion. I hope not. But I consider myself an onion in a way that I am complex in different ways in different situations. But at the core of who I am, it's just one Lauren. It's always going to be one Lauren. And how I develop those other layers is based on me and how much effort I put into it. So, that's where I'm at with it. And so this episode is really just focusing on, moving forward. And as the world is changing, how are we able to change with it? How are we able to adapt but still be who we are at the core? And like I said before, soft skills, those intangible characteristics about who you are, oh my goodness, I feel like it matters so much these days, if not more than the titles you have behind your name, the house you live in, the car you drive in, whatever the case may be. Because honestly and truly, to create the life that you do want, a lot of it is predicated on those soft skills. Were you able to be flexible? Are you able to be adaptable in different rooms? Are you able to articulate your point? Are you able to have relational intelligence, which we're going to talk a lot about? Shout out to my pastor, Darius Daniels at Change Church, who wrote a whole book on relational intelligence. How are you able to put people in different compartments, right? Segments, to be able to hold a place in your life. Everybody doesn't need to be in the same place. Everybody doesn't need to be in the same space that you hold. And I feel like it's not saying you're using them. It's not saying that you are a user or a manipulator. It's not saying any of that. It's having the ability to compartmentalize and to effectively place people and things in your life that you can serve and that can serve you. And I love to talk about that. And that's definitely going to be a topic of conversation on this channel. So if you're interested, just go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Just go ahead and subscribe. That way we can just keep talking. We can talk about it and we can grow together in this area. Not only is relational intelligence important, but also emotional intelligence. Now, we all know that this is a hot topic right now. Every single employee handbook and seminar and webinar and conversation is talking about emotional IQ. But do you have it though? We could talk about it all day long and we could think we have it, but a lot of the times we're conflating emotional intelligence with abandonment, with isolation, with dismissiveness, with projection, with a lot of things we're conflating emotional intelligence with. And we got to stop that. We got to stop that. We have a bad habit of picking up words and concepts and misusing them to where it's not even effective anymore because everybody's just using it wrong. And so I'm big on that. Another thing is assertiveness, right? How assertive are you? Are you assertive or are you aggressive? Which one is it, right? Again, I am here to break things down to the smallest of levels so that way we can all grow in this thing together and just develop. I feel like it's not a hard thing to do as long as you have support and that you actually understand. And I consider myself a modern woman. I'm in my 30s. I'm family oriented. I have a great group of friends. And in my career, I've been able to wear so many different hats that I feel like I can be a better help in this type of format. And so I am excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That way we can stay in touch. If there's a topic that you guys want to talk about or have a conversation about, let me know. Because I really do feel like, we're just going to keep growing and building on this type of content. I am developing my website. Be on the lookout for that. Pretty Suited is going to have a different look on the website. So, and opportunities to be able to discuss things, to submit questions, maybe do some voicemails. Like, I really do want this to be a more informal but effective type of community. So think of Mel Robbins, but a young Black girl who likes trap music. Right. So bear with me. Okay. We got this, right? You gotta have balance. So yeah. So buckle up, guys. We are going to pull up our sleeves and get to work. And so I look forward to talking to you guys. Until next time, you cannot manifest anything you feel like you don't deserve. So create the life that you want and look to the sky for grace. I brought it back. See? Bye, guys.